The highlights this week are yet again some fantastic ones that happened all over the world this past weekend. And we've got a body shot KO from a fighter who's only 4-0 now, but definitely looks like he's going to have a promising future, to almost another slam KO like the one we had a few weeks back, and of course a nasty KO of the week that just couldn't have been much cleaner than it was. But first things first, let's go to our fan comment of the week, which goes to Ryan Peeling, who said, "I hope someone knows that ref who saved the kick from the fall and gets his name out. Bravo to him, great refereeing." And the internet works in mysterious ways because I got a DM from Jeremy, shout out to you by the way, who actually knew who the ref was from this highlight and gave me his Instagram. His name is Luis Garavaglia, so I wanted to personally shout him out for this fantastic save from last week and for always displaying great refereeing, and I know we're going to be seeing more from him in these videos in the future. What's going on, everyone? It's the Casual, Lawton Veerkant, and this is Caposa's Corner. Kicking us off this week, we're heading to Flogger Series A in Pakistan, where we have the co-main event flyweight title fight that sees Ismail Khan with just a 2-0 record, and he's taking on Shirzad Azatullah, and he's just making his pro debut. So we're starting this week off quick, and we are limited to minimal footage due to some broadcast issues, but this whole fight only lasts 4 seconds, so take a look. Yeah, 3 right hands back to back to back, and Khan takes this win with literal ease. Caposa said when he sent this to me, 4-second KO, enough said, and I mean, yeah, what else is there to really say? There is definitely no disputing who won this fight, so congrats to Khan again on this impressively quick win, and everyone welcome your new Flogger Series Flyweight Champion. Now we're gonna take a look at our friends at Cage Warriors 142 in Wales, where we have a featherweight bout between Sharif Larassi with just an even 1-1 record, and his opponent Luke Riley has a very clean 3-0. Although the finish happens in the second round for this one, I would like to first point out that almost the entire first round was one-sided, with Riley just attacking over and over with these body-to-head combos, and even mixed in some Muay Thai knees for a little extra style points. But despite his impressive attempts, he doesn't get any type of finish in the first, and we move to the second, and although it is looking like deja vu in this round, will he be able to keep this pace up and secure a win?
And it's really the work to the body that's having so much success, and now to the head and to the body, and giving the body shot, it's over!
And the answer is yes, via these deadly hooks and then a crippling body shot directly to the unprotected side, and Larassi has no choice but to collapse to the canvas. And although Riley did not win our Prospect of the Week award, Caposa did call him a future Prospect of the Week because this win improves him to a clean 4-0 record, and Caposa also said that he loves this kid's combinations and commitment to the body, which is something a lot of MMA fighters look over, but Riley definitely uses it to his advantage and uses it well enough to secure some fantastic wins like this one. Next up, we're heading to Raito de Campeones 2 in Peru, where we have a lightweight bout that has Alvaro Vacasella with an 6-7-1 record, and he's up against Jorge Calderon, who also has a rough record of 2-7. We've got another fight that makes it to the second round, and well, we're running out of time because we only have 8 seconds left in the round, so someone's gonna have to make a move.
¿No? Actividad al bandido Calderón, tremenda patada.
And make a move he did. As you heard with the sound of the horn, at the final second of this round, Vacasella lands these 2 huge hooks that just turn the lights off, and then there's no need for another round anymore. He just landed these with deadly precision and with no time left to spare, and although this only improves his record to 7-7-1, this is a fantastic highlight for him to look back on and a great win for him. Off to visit Lux Fight League 25 in Mexico, where we have 2 fights to show you. For the first, we have a bantamweight bout between Edson Gatica, sitting at a nice 3-0 record, and he's taking on Jamie Londano with also a nice 5-1 record. Here's another one that makes it to the second round, and yeah, about 7 seconds in, Londano gets dropped with that huge right hand, but he gains his composure and stays on the ground for about 20 seconds until we're back to the feet, and now I think he's wanting a little bit of payback.
This is the bantamweight division. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, it's over. What a left, and that's it. What a highlight knockout!
A left hook to drop him and send the mouthpiece flying, and then, why not, a diving elbow to the ground just before the ref steps in and calls this one off. Pretty nice comeback considering this round definitely did not start in Londano's favor when he got dropped early, but he stayed calm, and once he got back to the feet and saw this opportunity open, he capitalized on it greatly and secured this win, improving his record to 6-1. For our second fight at Lux Fight League, we have a catchweight bout at 140 pounds that sees Mauricio Nievas with a 6-3 record, and his opponent Marcos Covarrubias has an even 2-2 record. This is the fight in the intro where I mentioned we have another slam KO similar to the one from a few weeks ago, and with just over a minute and a half left in the first round, who do you think is going to be the one to get slammed?
Covarrubias is standing up to the tap. Mauricio Nieves, look at him. What a beautiful judo throw right over there. This could be it. This could be it. And he's flat.
Right when Mauricio throws this lateral drop, you can see his opponent's head connect with the canvas, and although that didn't knock him out cold, you can tell he is rocked and confused, and then the ground and pound is all that was left before the ref steps in and puts a stop to this one. A great first round finish though from Mauricio, who has this nice highlight to look back on now, and he improves his record to 7-3. Up next, we're gonna head to our friends at Fury Fighting Championship 67 in Texas, where we have two fights to show you. For the first, we have another bantamweight bout that has Oliver Jimenez with just an 0-1 record, and that loss was featured on Caposa's corner back in April, where he was sadly on the receiving end of the punishment, and he's up against Jose Lemus, who is just making his pro debut. And we're staying true to our first round knockout theme, because with just over a minute left, do you think Jimenez is going to get some redemption from the last highlight he was on, or is history going to repeat itself?
See, he tries to close the distance again and get it back to the ground. Oh, jumping switch knee. He's got him hurt, and he hurts him with that straight right. Big knockout there.
Redemption it is, and it came in the form of a beautiful switch knee that rocks his opponent, and he decides to follow that with an onslaught of strikes that finally collapse him, and then the ref thankfully intervenes. Even though the last time he was on this show, it didn't end well for him, but Jimenez did have a 3-0 amateur record, and now this one improves him to an even 1-1 pro record, so hopefully he uses this as momentum, and hey, we might even see him again later this year with another highlight-worthy clip. For our second fight at Fury FC 67, oh yeah, let's get into it because it is time for Caposa's Prospect of the Week. Here we have a flyweight matchup that sees Josh Van with a nice 5-1 and is a name you should recognize from this show because we've showcased him twice before, and he's up against Paris Moran, who has a very nice 7-1 record and also an undefeated amateur record of 4-0. Okay, so this is exciting. We've got two fighters, both of which are solid prospects, and a win here could really elevate either of them to the next level. So as we begin the second round, it only takes 36 seconds for us to get a winner.
Oh, Josh Van! And he's all over him. Is this going to be enough to finish the fight? Josh Van is alone. Josh Van with the win.
Talk about some relentless pressure. Van is just putting the heat on after this quick little left stuns Moran, and after about 8 seconds of just no defense, the ref has seen enough and thankfully steps in and puts a stop to this one. So, as you're aware now, Josh Van is in fact our prospect of the week, and if you missed the previous episodes where we featured him, well, here's just a little refresher with just some of the impressive wins he's racked up with his now 6-1 record. And alongside this pro record, he was undefeated as an amateur with a 4-0. Oh, and also, this fight had some weight to it because after Van's last fight, he specifically called out Moran and the matchmakers agreed, so this win was just even that much more special for him. Caposa also noted that with Van only being 20 years old, yes, that is right, he's only 20, and he's already displaying this type of skill, he is a prime prospect to keep your eye on because this is not the last time you're going to be hearing the name Josh Van. Moving on to our final event this week, we're heading to Tough Enough 129 in Las Vegas, where we have 3 fights to show you. And for the first, oh yeah, let's take a look at Caposa's hand-picked submission of the week. Here we have a bantamweight bout that has Teague Vigil with just an 0-2 record, and he's taking on Eduardo Pena, who is just making his pro debut. So this fight almost immediately goes to the ground, and we see Pena quickly get the full mount, so yeah, that's not a good start for Vigil, but he is putting up a fight and trying all that he can to escape, but once Pena isolates this arm, well, I just don't think there is any escaping this one.
Arm is trapped, can't defend there.
Vigil is just all twisted up right now, and that is it.
And it turns out there wasn't. With Pena just absolutely dominating this ground game, once he gets that right arm locked in with his legs, it does not take long for him to twist it into a Kimura, which causes Vigil to instantly tap. And if you're a BJJ fan and thought the last name Pena sounds familiar, well, that's because Eduardo's father is Sergio Pena, the BJJ legend who fought Rickson Gracie way back in 1981. So yeah, that explains a little bit of probably why Eduardo's ground game is so skilled, and although this was just his pro debut, I've got a feeling that this guy is probably gonna have a bright future ahead of him. For our second fight at Tough Enough 129, why not? Let's jump right into Caposa's KO of the week. This is a featherweight matchup that sees Desmond Manaba with just an 0-2 record, and he's up against David Loureiro, who is just making his pro debut. Okay, so not a ton of experience between the two, but since this is the KO of the week, something great has to happen, and as we just passed the halfway mark of round 2, well, did anyone order a flying knee?
Has to a pretty good extent here in round number one.
Oh, no! Oh, my God!
Apparently Loureiro did, because he just absolutely ate this flying knee from Manabal and then slowly timbers to the canvas stiff and out cold. Yep, that's another one that it just doesn't get much more definitive than that, and although this was only his first pro win, that is definitely a good one to start with, and hopefully he can land some more impressive ones like this in his future. And for our last fight this week, still at Tough Enough 129, we have the co-main event catchweight bout at 160 pounds that has Mitch Ramirez with a nice 5-0 record, and his opponent Ayati Majdanin has a very nice 11-3 record. It's the last fight of this episode, so why waste any time, because just 35 seconds into this one, someone is about to take a nap against the cage.
Oh, nice kick to the body there. Oh!
And that is the end in less than 40
Ramirez is just putting the heat on with this combination, but it's not until this final uppercut just sneaks through and just hits him right on the button, and then the one hammer fist just finishes turning the lights off, and he is out and against the cage doing the crow cop leg. Ramirez is yet another one from this week that, although he didn't receive our Prospect of the Week award, this win improves him to a clean 6-0, and it's not like Fury FC is a super small time promotion, so with a few more wins we could see him in a title fight for Fury, or even get a call up to another promotion, or even the Contender Series. We've got one more week for the month of August, and we're adding 3 more fights to the board, so don't forget to leave your comments down below with your favorite KO, sub, and prospect for this month, because after next week, I will be tallying them up and letting you all know what the 3 fan favorites are. And as always, these videos just aren't possible without the help of Caposa, so go give him a follow on his Twitter at Grabaka_Hitman for more highlights like these daily, and you can also show him some support by checking out his Patreon at patreon.com/Caposa. And if you want to watch these crazy regional fights live every week, check out his website grabakahitman.com for the weekly live schedules and the easiest ways to watch them. We also want to say a huge thank you to all of these amazing organizations for hosting these events year-round for our viewing pleasure, and to the fighters, winners, and losers, and we will see you all on the next video. Peace!